Welcome everyone, John Messler, Roger Herod from Matthews Buses, and here to bring you another tech tip. And today we're going to be talking about engine diagnostics and how to retrieve those through the dash.
First off, whenever you have a bus with a problem, and we're going to be working on it yourselves, or you're going to have someone else come work on it for you, the best thing we can do is let the bus tell us what's wrong. We do that with the dash. Alright, first we're going to turn on the ignition just to the on position. Our lights are going to initialize here. This is the software of the dash. And now it's giving me something strange. Instead of giving me an odometer reading, it's saying ECU 128. In fact, in real life, it may tell you several. There's another. It's going to be flashing back and forth telling me there are codes that we should be looking for in the system. Now to read the codes, obviously one other thing I want to point out here is I've got some lights on here as well. There's a check engine light on. And typically when you see something here, you're going to see another light illuminated somewhere else in this panel. Now, if you want the codes, the first thing you do is you depress this button once. And that's just a very quick press. And right now it's telling me that there are 4 diagnostic codes in memory. Now to access these codes, I then have to push this again, but this is different. In this case, I'm going to push and hold the button in until it says fault 1. At this point, you would normally have a piece of paper and a pencil because you're going to need to write some numbers down. I'm going to press and release it once. It's telling me ECU 128. I need the number 128. That is identifying who is telling the system that there's a problem. 128 happens to be, in this case, an engine problem. The second depression says PID 412. 412 is the number I need. That's identifying what area of the engine is seeing a problem. And the third depression tells me the failure number on that is 03. That 128, 412, 03 is the full code I need to find out exactly what's going on here. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at what the other codes are. And I find that, again, I hold this button in until it says fault 2. Again, 128. In this case, 108, 04. So I have a second fault code from the engine. Holding the button in, I swing over to fault number 3. A third code from the engine. 351, 03. So right now I have 3 engine codes. And there was a fourth code here. There's fault 4. This is from one of the processors in the bus itself. 164 identifies that as the body controller or the bulkhead module. It's giving me a SID. It either be a SID or a PID. In this case it's 022 and the fault code is 07. Now, if I push the button and hold it again, it says I have 4 diagnostics. So I know I've gone all the way around and I have all the diagnostic codes that are in memory. Now to determine what these codes are, you need this. You need the dash code fault codes, dash recovery codes. This is downloadable from the Thomas website. We've supplied you a picture of the Thomas site. You would click on the TBB, Thomas Built Bus, service manuals. Once you click on that, one of the options is for the fault code listing. Now, as you see, this is a very, very large pile of paper, to be very, very honest with you. There's a lot of information. It does tell you in the first pages how to download the codes, just as we've gone through here. Now, there has been a change. In 2010, or easier way to say that, buses that did not have DEF tanks on them, diesel exhaust fluids, the first 35 or so pages identify all the codes that would be found in those particular buses. After 2010, or when the buses started being equipped with the DEF systems, we changed the code system. The new code system is much larger. There's 34 pages here. There's a total of 108 pages in this listing. The back of this book is totally the newer buses. The newer buses have a much more self-explanatory code system on them. They're much more definitive. Having the codes before you start working allows you to identify what tooling you're going to need, and more importantly, whether you're going to be capable of making the repairs yourself or you are going to have to call in an expert. I hope this has helped out a lot. Thank you.